here with Pat Reedy, who's on his 2019 European tour with his band, The Long Time Goners.
Yes,
Did I get that right?
Yep.
Thank you so much for taking some time. How's the trip been going so far? You've been over here already for quite a while. How many dates do you know about you're going to be playing over here this time around?
Well, it's a 62-day run. We began on July 31st in Ringabu, Norway, and we're going to end on October 3rd in Barcelona, Spain.
Life on the road, no doubt about it. And how is it in Europe touring? How often do you come over? How many times have you been playing over here in Europe?
Once a year. This is my third time doing a tour of mainland Europe. I've been in and out of Ireland and England doing some solo stuff, but as far as a full-on, full-band tour, this is my third time doing mainland Europe. Certainly not my last. I'm going to be coming back next year when the new album comes out.
Great. Yeah, I want to talk a bit about the new album, but before we get to that, for people that maybe aren't familiar with your musical background and things like that, talk a little bit about your musical style or inspiration or how you got started in the music business.
That's it. Well, I started out busking in New Orleans, actually. More playing like old more old like sort of blues, hillbilly music, like some of it more folky stuff like Woody Guthrie, but always a little bit like Hank Williams or something in there. And as time goes by, your sound progresses. I definitely, when I recorded the first two albums, the first two ones that were done in an actual studio, I was a street musician, and just had a different sound. It was a bunch of people who played on the streets in New Orleans playing country music in a studio in Nashville.
Sounds like a fun time. And what can people expect from the new album then? And when's it coming out exactly?
That is coming out on October 5th.
Okay.
If anybody liked the last album, if anybody's heard it, that's all there is, and ain't no more. It's country music. It's just plain old country music. I'm not that old, but I'm old enough that there was actual country music on the radio when I was a kid that you could actually two-step to, not like the pop stuff now.
And you're transitioning into my next question already. Nashville, yeah, you've relocated. You've been in Nashville for a couple years now?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, so 4 years in Nashville, and that is, not that there's a ton of great real country music, but that's pop country capital of the world as well. How do you find that atmosphere, and when it comes to your art and making your music?
It's two industries. It's two different entire industries. So people always ask me that stuff about like Nashville, like I know who the hell the latest pop star is or have it. Like I used to work with these old guys remodeling this warehouse when I moved there, and these guys, Marvin would always say to me, Pat, I know a lot of people that moved to this town to make it big, and not a lot have. I'm like, list some country musicians that you think you're talking about, and he'd go down this list of pop singers. It's like, all right, dude, not the same industry. I did not come here to be the next Taylor Swift or whatever. Because it really is an industry that doesn't have anything to do with my life whatsoever. I play country music. They play, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. That ain't country music. Country music, that's an objective word. It's not, it's quantifiable, it's definable. You can't just put a cowboy hat on and rap and then tell me it's country music. But moving on.
Do you find it the real country music in the style and that you like to play it is growing in popularity here in Europe as you come year after year, or do you see it as a growing genre? Do you think the European crowd maybe is a little bit more appreciative of the real stuff, or it's just a niche kind of with fans all over the world?
Well, first of all, we should quit calling it real country music, because it's like you don't call it real orange juice. If it doesn't have oranges in it, it's not orange juice. Like real country music, there's no such thing as real country music. There's country music, and then there's something else masquerading as country music.
Pop.
Let's just call it country music.
Okay.
So as far as country music goes, I don't know, I don't feel whatsoever like I have any authority to speak about Europe and its popularity here. It could be that it's growing in popularity here, or it could be I'm just doing better tours here. Like, all I know is how many CDs I sold last night. You know what I mean? I don't live here. In America, I've noticed it pick up, though. I've noticed it like night and day, you know, between now and like 10 years ago. There were people holding out.
You think the resurgence has to do with maybe the authenticity and how, you know, full of fake stuff there is in the world, that people are kind of craving something a little bit more sincere and authentic in their music and elsewhere in life?
Like, just like how absolutely full of horseshit the pop music has become.
Yeah.
It's not just that, though. It's the democratization of media. I think it's, and just everything, just with the internet, all of a sudden it's wide open. And that's what it is, because it used to be like, when I was a kid in Illinois, there were like legends and myths about this punk band that may or may not exist the county over. And now you can grow up in the middle of nowhere, and if you're really into, I don't know, Sumatran disco music, then you can listen to that 24/7 if you want to. So people get to actually choose what they listen to, and they're not, it's broken the control of radio, of commercial radio.
Yeah, we used to have to take whatever they fed us and shove down our throats, and now we have a little bit more say-so.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Pat Neely, thank you so much.
Yep.
And I really appreciate you joining us. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. My name's Pat Reedy.
I knew. Did you see my face when I got it wrong? I'm like, Neely is completely wrong. Pat, let's do that over. I'll cut that part out. Okay. I'll probably leave it in now. But,
straight face, all right.
Yeah. Pat Reedy, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And it's nice for you to take the time, and I wish you continued success. I'll look for the new album, and we'll definitely be checking it out.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, man.